A calm river stretched before the fisherman, its surface shining under the early morning sun. But beneath this peaceful water, danger was silently waiting. In moments, his simple trip would turn into a terrifying battle for survival against one of nature's most feared predators, the crocodile. In moments, his simple trip would turn into a terrifying battle for survival against one of nature's most feared predators, the crocodile. The fisherman pushed his small wooden boat into the river, the soft sound of water splashing against its sides. The morning air was fresh, carrying the promise of a good day. With his nets folded neatly at his feet, he smiled with confidence. He believed this would be a successful day of fishing, just like many before. He had spent his life on this river, knowing every bend, every shallow spot. To him, it felt safe, like home. As the boat drifted further down the river, strange ripples disturbed the calm surface. Something heavy moved beneath the water. Birds that usually perched calmly along the riverbank suddenly flew away, their wings beating in panic. A cold unease crept into the fisherman's chest. Still, he shook it off and focused on preparing his nets. Without warning, the river exploded in chaos as a massive crocodile surged from beneath the surface, slamming into the side of the boat. The wooden boat rocked violently, tipping over and throwing the fisherman headfirst into the river. Cold water swallowed him instantly, and panic rushed through his veins as he struggled to find air. The fisherman burst back to the surface, gasping desperately for air, his arms thrashing against the water. Only a few meters away, the crocodile's head broke through the water, its yellow eyes fixed directly on him. The fisherman froze for a second, his heart pounding. He knew he had only moments before the beast struck again. The fisherman kicked furiously, forcing his tired body forward through the heavy current. Every stroke felt like a battle against the weight of the river. His chest burned for air, but his mind screamed at him to keep moving. Behind him, the sound of water splashing grew louder, proof that the crocodile was chasing him. He tried not to look back, but the temptation was unbearable. When he turned his head, terror froze his veins. The crocodile's powerful tail whipped the surface, closing the distance with terrifying speed. Its massive body cut through the water like a torpedo, unstoppable, relentless. The fisherman's breath quickened. He was running out of time. Every instinct in his body screamed at him to reach the riverbank, but it felt impossibly far away. His arms ached, his legs throbbed, yet he forced himself to keep swimming. Each heartbeat echoed in his ears, louder than the rush of water. The fisherman knew this was no longer just a swim. It was a race for his life. Suddenly, the water behind him erupted. The crocodile lunged forward with terrifying force, its massive jaws snapping shut only inches from the fisherman's leg. The sound of those teeth colliding was like stones shattering underwater. For a brief moment, he felt the rush of water as the beast's snout brushed past him. Death had been a heartbeat away. Fear surged through him, but instead of freezing, it drove him harder. His arms flailed desperately, beating against the current. The river, once his home now, felt like a prison, each wave pulling him back toward the predator. He screamed in his mind, "Don't stop, don't look back, keep moving." But the splashes grew louder. The monster was relentless. In a desperate attempt, he twisted his body sideways just as the crocodile struck again. Its massive tail slammed, the water sending waves crashing over him. He coughed, swallowed water, and nearly sank. The predator circled back, preparing for another attack. The fisherman realized he could not outrun it forever. If he wanted to live, he had to fight. In the chaos, the fisherman remembered old stories. Villagers once survived crocodile attacks using sharp sticks, but he had nothing. No spear, no weapon, only his bare hands and his desperate will to live. Then through the splashing waves, he spotted the overturned boat drifting a few meters away. His only chance. The fisherman swam with all his strength toward the overturned boat, every stroke fueled by fear. Behind him, the crocodile sliced through the water, closing the gap with terrifying speed. Just as its shadow loomed over him, his hand gripped the edge of the boat, hope within reach. The fisherman pulled with every ounce of strength, his fingers slipping on the wet surface of the overturned boat. Behind him, the crocodile lunged jaws, snapping shut just inches from his legs, the sound echoing like thunder. With a final desperate push, he rolled onto the boat's slippery hull, gasping for breath, his body trembling with shock. Clinging to the overturned boat, the fisherman thought he was safe, but the danger was far from over. In the dark water below, the crocodile circled silently, its eyes fixed on him like a predator refusing to give up. Every ripple reminded him the beast was still there, waiting for the moment he slipped. The night dragged on, and the fisherman clung to the overturned boat, his body weak, his mind fighting to stay awake. At dawn, the crocodile finally drifted away into the shadows of the riverbank, leaving the man trembling but alive. With the first light of day, he spotted fisherman on the horizon. He raised his arm weakly, signaling for help. He had survived.